because in my assumption that rejection is like the things that is extremely close with everyone, and sometimes we cannot avoid that rejection in our life. And based on the research that also mentions, Indonesian has the lack of the ground mindset that make them, when they get the frustration, when they get the rejection, they directly get the frustration. Yeah, when they get the rejection, they directly get the frustration. So this is show that the ground mindset of the youth in Indonesia is still in the trouble. But the point is, how do you manage that rejections to become the positive one? Yeah. The point in 2014, I was rejected to join with UGM, but in 2019, I became a speaker in UGM, invited by you back then, right? So this is like the thing that I cannot assume before, I cannot believe before. When I have a dream to join as a student, but in 2019, I can become a speaker that educates people in UGM. So this is like the thing that I never forgot about it. Yeah, this is my little presentation story. Thank you.
Okay, what an amazing story, Mr. Indriwanov. Maybe anyone else want to speak about, want to tell about their story, their frustration story, maybe. Probably in the midst of Mr. Indriwanov, there is one speaker, disturb him. Maybe Mr. Sony Afriansha want to share about your story, your frustration story, sir. Time is yours. Mr. Sony Afriansha. Mr. Sony, hello. Okay. Maybe anyone else want to share about your frustration story in the midst of this life, maybe? Okay. Probably Mr. Muhammad Farhan. Um, do you want to share your frustration story, sir?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, sir.
Hello. Thank you. Sorry, I am in outside of my house, so the voice is unclear.
Never mind.
I believe that majority problem. I believe that majority problem is interpersonal problem. Uh, I I am stressed if there are problem between my friend or my family. Uh, it's make me frustration. I don't know. Sometimes the problem can be solved, but uh, yeah, I think uh, to overcoming that, uh, I I can uh, I can traveling. I think that's all. If I cannot overcoming that, uh, I think I must traveling or maybe playing game or something else. Thank you.
Okay. That's a good way to step out from your frustration. Okay. Maybe for the last of this page, Your Excellency, Mr. Fudori, time is yours.
It's to honor for me, the excellency.
Take it easy.
Okay, this is my answer to you when I stayed here in the Wisafa because I got the invitation. So it's so opposite, yeah, for me. As far as I'm concerned, that when I studied and when I lived in kampung Inggris is different when I studied about English. But in fact, the real life or situation is very different. Moreover, the teacher is like because maybe the teacher keeps the honor, so they feel I'm the teacher here, so you just you are just the guest. Yeah, the problem for me or the anxiety is not similar when the education system or the education sectors is not similar what we want. Why? Because the curricula is very complicated. It's not similar when I studied in the kampung English because the teacher is busy because of they have to do many things about the administration. But for me, the point is the students are interested in are interested in studying or learning because they think that school is like prison. It's not the garden. School is like prison. It's not garden. When I ask the students, how do you feel when you do this? When you do or when you come in the school? I don't know because I have so many duties. Which is better for you? There are many examinations, but we don't know how to get the point in each lessons. Yeah, this is my answer. Yeah, do and you may choose with just focus on one purpose. Because as my background is English, I just tell to you that I just focus on studying one project. It will be fast for you to get what you want. If you are like mathematics, you just focus on mathematics. What about others? You may ignore at least I mean you just follow you just goes on the flow. You don't focus on all of the projects. It makes you confused which is the specific project that you want to be. Yeah, this is my anxiety about the education sectors. Thank you very much, Mr. Fitra.
Okay, sir. I've seen that Mr. Rosie raised hand in the midst of Mr. Khudori's speech. Probably it is the right time for Mr. Rosie for show uh, your speaking now. So for you, Mr. Rosie, time is yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
So far so
Okay,
clear.
okay, sir. Okay, I want to share my opinion about this thing uh, in the perspective of mine. Depression is not coming occasionally, but in my own experience, I think almost every day I got depression. The difference is just the level. So I could agree more than Mr. Kibo said that it's not about the depression, it's about how to cope the depression. So I think most of us had these things in every single day of us. It's just about how to cope and deal with it and how we can learn from that things to make improvement ourselves. That is my opinion, sir.
Okay, what an amazing story from Mr. Rosie Yulianto. And now uh, we step into the next page. Okay, maybe it is not about the blaming a game, not about the blaming game, but everything has the source. Everything starts from something. So who will be responsible for your frustration? Maybe anyone want to share about your idea? Will it be our government? Will it be ourselves? Or will it be our girlfriend or ex? So who will be the most responsible person about our frustration? What do you think? Okay, I see that Mr. Sunshine raised his hand. So, Your Excellency, Mr. Sunshine, time is yours.
Oh my God, thank you. Okay, well, yeah. Oh my God. So talking about, it is not about blaming, but at the same time, we want to find a scapegoat, yeah, for our mistake, for our complaints. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so to be honest, in this chance, I'd like to say that the thing that will be responsible for our frustration is our environment. Okay, so even though it is like an externality, and we solely the one who have the full control toward ourselves, but why I blame and put the responsibility toward the environment, because the environment itself, even though we at the end of the day will be the one who select our environment, but it is the duty of environments to have a positive impacts toward us. Yeah. So I can say that the environment, the society, our neighborhood, our brothers, sisters, friends, colleges, co-workers, everyone around us must bring a positive impacts. They have their own obligations to change our negative tendencies, our negative mindsets, so that we can have a brighter perspective on how we should step our life. Okay, so why finally the environment mostly lead us to something that frustrate us, for example, like how social demand us to get a faster marriage, for example, to get a brighter career, for example, to have a higher level of education achievement, for example. It is our society, it is our environment. So who will be the one who responsible should be the one who put that trending, who put that stereotyping. So I'd rather not blame myself for the frustration that piled up inside my mind. Rather than that, I would say that the society who put that kind of standard of life, who put that kinds of beauty at that level, reach at that level, intellectual in that standard, should be the one to be blamed for this case. I think that's introduction of it. Thank you.
So nice. So nice, Mr. Sunshine. Maybe it will be an environmentalism perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anyway, anyone want to give any agreement and or maybe any support with Mr. Sunshine opinions, or probably one of you want to share about his rejection or maybe additional information besides the information from Mr. Sunshine. So yeah, anyone wants to speak up about uh, who who is the suitable thing or existency that must be responsible for our frustration. Maybe Mr. Khairul Hamdi want to share your opinion, maybe, sir?
Okay, thank you. Should I turn on my video?
So
Okay.
audible, sir. So audible. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay, thank you. It's my first time to join this community, and thank you for accepting me. And uh, maybe if you wanna ask me about who should be blamed to our frustration condition,
Oh no,
I have I have preferred to blame myself, and then it to make my mind or myself to what we call to struggle. I mean, for me, I have to we have we have to blame ourselves because if we if we blame ourselves, it will
Okay, what a nice idea, Mr. Khairul Hamdi. Yes. So sorry because maybe my connection is not quite stable in the recent time. I cannot hear you quite clear, but I believe that something that you share is so great uh, to be shared in this discussion. And then maybe we will step into the following page. So we want to step in the something that much deeper again. Not much deeper, yeah, much deeper, yeah. Okay. What is the main problem? Why our frustration could appear, could exist in our life? Maybe someone said that it's about the environment. Maybe anyone said that it's about the other people. So to be honest, is that the real problem? Or maybe you want to reject it. Maybe it is the our existence that actually influence you to feel frustrated. Do you want to share about your opinion about it? Okay, I see Mr. Indrawanov raise his hand. For you, sir, time is yours.
Yeah, well, based on my assumption, there are three variables that make people got their own frustration. First of all, is coming from the government, and the second coming from the small scale, and that is your environment, and the last is it comes to yourself exactly. So I'd like to start by the government and giving the several examples that related with this. Um, yeah, we can take the example in this pandemic era when people is really difficult to do many activities that related with them. But sometimes the decisions or the policy of the government is really essential how to direct their society to out from the frustrations. For instance, and several years ago, when we got the donations from our governments, but the end of the day, there is the betrayal behind the government that make us get some things that hurt our our society. It's like in the corruptions, it's like in nepotism, and many things that make the society in Indonesia got to suffer because of that situation and because of that conditions. And also it affect the people. It affect many yeah, many societies because of that policy of the decisions. Exactly. For example, because of the decision of the government that make or increase the tax, for example, it makes many companies, many multinational companies, they feel afraid to invest in Indonesia. Is also because of the policy of the government too. How if the tax is high in one country, many investors will feel afraid to invest their investment to open the new job vacancies in the country. It makes many chance for the society to get the large of the job vacancy will be decreased. It's because of the government. So this is the example coming from why I thought that is coming from the government. And the second is it's coming from the environment, the small scale. It's like your family, it's like your friend, and many things that related with that. Yeah, I would like to give the example. The several years ago, my mother asked me to join with vocational high school. Yeah, or in Indonesia we call it as a STM exactly. In the perspective of my mother back then, if I take that school, in the end, when I got the graduations, I will get the better job. I will get the better life with joining directly to the companies. But the answer is not. It makes me get big frustration because when I tried to apply to many universities, I got to fail. It's because of the curricula in vocational high school compared by the curricula in senior high school is extremely different. So when you try to compete with the several students in senior high school, if you are from the vocational high school, it's really difficult. So this is the reasons that this is one of the condition or the situation that coming from my family that's wrong to direct me to take to make me to choose vocational high school back then. And the third is coming from yours, for example. For example, many people trying to wait till this pandemic end. Yeah, when you're trying to wait in the uncertainty, I suppose that your life will be stuck. Yeah, you have to learn with many peoples that related with the entrepreneurship, for example. They're trying to make it a problem as their friends. They're trying to find a problems. They're trying to search or finding a problem and then make it money. They try and get what inspiration that make them will get a lot of money because of that. So this is the reasons that if you're trying to out from your comfort zone, and I suppose that time by time you will grab the better life after this pandemic, for example. Yeah, so this is the reason that in my conclusion there are three things as our variables that make people blame in the prestations. First of all is government, and the second environment, and the last is yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have three emotions today: government, environment, and ourselves. But you mentioned too about something like the imagination. Well, by you say that how if, and how if, and then about the uncertainty. Maybe both of them is giving the main problem here, because by our imagination, maybe we want to make hyperbolic about a little problem, and by the uncertainty, we cannot solve the problem itself. Okay, it's quite great. And then how about Mr. Sunshine's idea about this motion? For you, sir, time is yours. So sorry anyway, I disturbed your dinner.
No, I chose to have my dinner in the middle of discussion, so it doesn't
Okay.
bother one another. Okay, so in fact, I do agree with what has been said by Mr. Inderwanov, yeah, but to criticize it more precisely, something that has been said by him was related to not the main problem, but the sources of frustration, how it can exist to begin with, right? So it is the question is the main problem, masalah utama, what it can happen, not the not the examples, or at the very least the sources of those frustration. Okay, so what I took, okay, so it is in the IELTS speaking mode, so I find it less cohesive with the questions given. Okay, but it is my own opinion. Okay, I can be right, I can be wrong. So anyway, let's jump to my own conclusion on this question. Well, from my perspective, how come the frustration or this kind of mounting anger, disappointment can exist in our selves? Yeah. So probably something that trigger is the less or auto fulfillment of someone's goal or someone's dream. Okay, when we put our expectation to achieve something personally, like our personal goals, but we couldn't achieve that, there will be like a deficiencies that separate between our expectation and reality, and there goes a disappointment. And this kind of disappointment can create something that in psychological term called frustration. And for me myself, I believe that uh, it's not only internal, like what has been said as the last example by Mr. Hiro, is ourselves, but also external. Okay, so external thing that can drive us hit the wall is, for example, when we couldn't we couldn't uh, solve the problem that existed outside of our boundaries. But for internal side is like it can be existed from the unfulfilled personal desires. So I want to get scholarship, but I couldn't achieve that, or I failed that, and not only once, but twice, thrice, more than that. So I don't know. Would it be classified as internal frustration or external one? Yeah, you can give me your comment on the on the box below, maybe. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I believe that it could happen when we have our expectation. When we do not have expectation, there will be less possibility for those frustration feelings to come up with us. I think that's for me. Thank you. You are muted, Mr. Afida. Okay, that's
Astaghfirullah.
good.
Yes, so sorry. Okay. So it's not about the internal problem, but it will be also about the external situation that we face. Hmm. It's quite interesting. Yes. Do you agree that your frustration is created by your endless problem? Is it about the internal only, or maybe it will be about the external only? So maybe we can choose one of them, or maybe we will agree that both of them create the frustration. Maybe I can start with Miss Ayu, Miss or Mr. Ayu. So sorry, time is yours, Miss. Hello, Miss Ayu. Anyway, do you agree that your frustration is created by your endless problems or not? Hello? Hmm. Maybe, okay. Maybe I can assume that you have a problem with your device to speak up. Probably we can change to the other speaker. Okay, Mr. Sunshine is raised his hand. So for you, sir, time is yours.
Thank you. So there is something that I'd like to analyze from this question. Is your endless problem? Okay, it seems like it wants to highlight the very existence of ourselves, because as long as we live, we always and we must face problems. Problem will always be existed, no matter with whom, wherever, whenever we're going to face any problem. We're going to encounter with anyone bringing problems. So frustration frustration is created by our endless problem. No, please don't blame the problems. Okay, they do not have any mistakes. It existed because we existed, right? So I'd rather blame our way to handle the problems, the inability of us to control, to evaluate, to overcome these problems makes us frustrated in ourselves, and we try to figure out who and what is going to be blamed on our own failure. And this is the reason why so much people getting more depressed, because they cannot handle the problems. Okay, I believe that the problem our less responsibility toward something that become our obligation, become our duties, right? For example, we need to study, but we choose to play, for example. And that's why our sign or our grade become lower and lower. So this is the problem of us handling ourselves, because for example, like it's related to our time management, it's related to our interpersonal skill, communication skill, and that's why here we go so many problems rising after that. So yeah, I think it is. I disagree with this kind of statement or question. It is not created by our analyst problem. Rather than that, I'd say that it is created or it can happen due to our less capability in solving the problem itself. Okay, I think that's for me. Thank you.
Okay, you are the one that you can answer this question. You rather than you answer this question you criticize this question. That's great. Okay. Okay. We change to this following speaker. For you, sir, Your Excellency, Mr. Indriwanov. Time is yours.
Yeah, based on my answer, I just want to make it simple. I don't want to be around the bus with these simple questions. Yeah, this the answer is yes. This endless problem that make the people get frustrations, but every plate has a silver lining. How to exit from the problem? This is my way. First is yeah, what it makes to be problems. You have to know that what it makes to be a problem. If you're thirsty, you need to drink. You have to find a beverage how to make you will be done with the thirsty. If you are hungry, just try to find something to eat how to make you will feel full. This is the way what. And the second, who. Yeah, try to find your mentors, trying to find the experienced people how to give the good suggestion for you to direct you to be out from that problem. And the third is how. Yeah, how it means how do you find the several case that it's same with you. Probably you can go to internet and trying to search the things that relate with yourself, and I suppose that it'll become the lesson for you to out from that problem. What, who, and well, and how you will be out from that problem. Thank you.
Okay. So in the end, we need to solve our problems to get out from our frustration. Yes, thank you for our great speakers today, Mr. Indriwanov and Mr. Sunshine. But before we step into the following motion, I need one speaker again. Probably Mr. Angga Kusuma can share about his opinion, about your opinion, sir, related to do you agree that your frustration is created by your endless problems? For Mr. Angga, time is yours.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm still actually thinking about this question because I think that everyone has their own problems, and not everyone actually end up with their problems because they can actually tackle their own problems easily, both by discussing or working together with their friends or by themselves. Related to this question, I think how can I say? Yeah, I think so because you know, when for example, everyone has their problems like poverty, for example, they can solve in their environment around them. I think they can definitely become frustrated and so on and so forth. However, um, regardless of the problems, I think the more critical questions is how to tackle this problem, I think. But yeah, I believe that some people, especially, they can be frustrated because there are endless problems. One of the examples is like poverty, or in current situation, we have a term called middle age. How do we call that? Like when you are already 20 age, you feel frustrated because your friends who are the same age as you, they're more successful than you.
Ah,
Therefore, you feel this frustration.
jealous. Is that jealous?
Yeah, it's like jealous, right? And so on and so forth. But yeah, I I agree with this. But the problems or the questions um, that can be or that must be tackled is how to go out with this problem. Yeah, thank you, Miss Fitra, Mr. Fitra.
Abis Fitra. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's we step into the following motion. After we talk about the problem itself, we need a little bit supplements from our philosopher. It's the a philosopher from the Stoicism. One of them is Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius. Maybe my pronunciation about his name is not quite well. Yeah. Oh, I'm Indonesian. Yeah. Uh, he said that if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. So it's not about the external. It's about how you estimate it, how your idea to estimate the problem itself to and then how and then about how much the power that you have to revoke about it so you can control your emotion. Marcus Aurelius anyway is one of Caesar of one of emperor of Rome. And then do you agree that your frustration actually is created by your own opinion rather than you blame about many things externally? Probably, do you agree that your frustration actually is just created by your assumption, just about created by about your hyperbolic idea, your long way expectancy? Do you agree with that or not? Maybe we can start with someone who hasn't speak up anymore. Mr. Faisal? Hello, Mr. Faisal?
Yes, sir, I'm not ready, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, never mind. Maybe you can share about your idea related to the frustration or anything that you need to speak up because today is the best day to train your English. Okay, Mr. Faisal, you can try to speak up anything that you want to speak about your frustration. Maybe you want to share about your problems. So for you, sir, time is yours.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Currently, I work in power plant electricity origin company, and actually we need to sometimes we need to join with meeting, and there is a participant using English in the meeting, but I'm not my English not very well, so this is make me uh, this make me frustration how to uh, improve and develop my English and my ability speaking English so fast and quickly. like that, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's a big leap for you for enhancing your English to be much better again. Okay,
Yes, thank you, sir.
maybe you need to practicing more and more again.
Yes, I hope I can join this meeting every week, once in a week.
Okay, sir. Okay, probably anyone want to share about your idea? Maybe someone who agree with the previous motion want to change mind to this motion, or probably do you you don't have any idea about it? Thank you. I see that Mr. Farhan raised his hand. Time is yours, sir.
Hello, can you hear my son?
So clear, so clear.
Uh, I think that yes, I agree with that. Every frustration is because our opinion, but I think that it's not that simple. You know, I think that uh, like this. If if our opinion is negative, how to make our negative opinion to positive opinion? I think it's hard. I think I think it's hard to to change our negative opinion to positive opinion. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Farhan said that it's quite hard to change our mindset from the negativity to be quite positive about our problems so we can solve it and create it better. So how about the other speaker? Do you agree with this with that statement or not? Okay, I see that Mr. Rosi Yulianto raised his hand. Time is yours, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ahmad. Uh, I will share my opinion about this. I a little bit disagree about this one. In the common sense, we can say, yeah, we can choose to deal, or we can say that it's
Mr.
about
Rosie,
our
can you up your
view.
voice because it sounds so little and small?
Sorry.
Speak up more, higher,
Oh, okay, okay. Can you hear me right now?
louder,
How
louder.
about, yeah, how about this? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you anyway. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, if we talk about opinion in our prestation, yes, if this context is about something that is not related to our basic needs. If we talk about people in poverty, they got frustration. So if we say that uh, they frustration because their opinions, it's so difficult to us to agree with that because they have needs to be fulfilled. If we have to, uh, if we have a frustration between uh, getting higher education or something, or difficult to get
Habis ke es krim?
availability. Hello, sorry.
Habis ke es krim? Ih, ya coklat.
Okay, yeah. Okay, the point is, it depends on the context. If it's about the basic needs, the fundamental needs, I think it's so difficult to agree with this statement. That's all, sir. Back to you.
What a nice idea, Mr. Rossi. So when we face a problem related to our existence to life in this world, maybe our frustration of created by our own idea is quite hard to be tackled. Okay. So it's a good case here. But anyway, Stoicism, the philosophy of Stoicism is not only from the emperor. One of slave, namely, sorry, I'm forget about the 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 picture. The namely is Epictetus. He is one of philosopher in Stoicism too. So why it could be happen in Stoicism? Because he want to live like the emperor itself, so he can feel how to be a bureaucrat even though he live as the slave. So what is Stoicism in your opinion? Stoicism. Wait a minute. I will what? Find the picture, not picture. The quote from Epictetus that I forget to make it enter this. So sorry. Eh, oh, okay. So Epictetus said that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control and some things are not. I mean, we know that our life is influenced by many things in by many things externally, but our happiness is not only about the externality of our life that we cannot control, even though it's about our healthy. So happiness is created by something that actually we can control, and that is our idea. That is one idea about the Stoicism. Anyway, do you agree with my statement or not? With the definition of Stoicism?
I'm not focused. Can you please re-explain that in a short version
Yeah.
instead of video?
So
Or
Stoicism.
probably Mr. Indre.
Okay, Mr. Indre first. Yeah, Mr. Indre.
Yeah, based on the Wikipedia that I have read before, Stoicism is like the things that you always accept. Yeah, so you have to accept all. So that is Stoicism, or in Bahasa we call it Stoicism. And I suppose that this is not the era of Stoicism again, because it has been defeated by. I'm sorry, I would like to talk about Al Quran. This one of the literacy that changed the several people life, because faith. There are three faiths that cannot be changed by the people. First of all, that is mate, or we call it in bahasa, this is jodoh. And the second, death. And the third is enjoyment. How to say that is like rezeki and others. So there are three things, and we cannot change in our life. But by of the Stoicism, they invite us to become a slave. They invite us to become the persons that only accept all in our life. If you are poor, just try to be poor. Just accept all. So, I suppose that is not the way of the people nowadays. Everyone nowadays, if you are poor, you can be a rich. If you try to find it, if you're trying to find a solution, how to solve your problems. Because, for instance, yeah, you want to make the delicious food. Yeah, to make the delicious food, first of all, you need raw material. Yeah, if you have a raw material, is like tomato, is like many raw materials that you have already known, but you don't know how to make it that delicious food. And the answer is you need the recipe. Yeah, you need the recipe. That recipe will direct you how to make the delicious food. And also it's almost same if you have a Lego, yeah, one of the games, yeah, maybe some of you already know Lego is one of the famous game. Yeah, if you want to make the car with that Lego, you should see, yeah, you should see the directions how to make that Legos shape like a car. It's almost same also if I go with my assumption when I make it a startup. Yeah, the raw material we need, that is skill, second data, and the third is the team. How to make the validated product, yeah, how to make validated product that all people accept. We need that recipe. What is the recipe? First of all, we need mentors, and the second, we need to do a design sprint, or we call it in general is like a research and others. So it will lead you to make that a validated product. It will lead you to make the delicious food. Exactly. So I suppose that nowadays we are provided by many choices between you only want to stuck in that position, or you want to move to your how to say that, to your glory, apa ya, kejayaan and others. So this is my statement.
Okay, nice, so nice. Anyway, you said before that stoicism is appear for the poor people, or maybe for the people that they don't want to move on. So it will be quite related to the following question: is stoicism similar with do nothing? Uh, okay, I see that Mr. Sunshine raised his hand.
Okay. Yeah, I raised my hand. Sorry. So I got two different definition on stoicism. The first one, what I got from Mr. Indre, was that stoicism is meaning acceptance, right? Okay, probably it's like doing nothing. Yeah, as what has been defined by Mr. Afida. Okay, so let me first read something in the chat. Okay. Okay. Uh, by not allowing oneself to be controlled by the desire for pleasure by fear of pain. Okay, so looking at this comment in a glance, it sparks an idea that probably is so much different. What I see different is like you become emotionless people, right? Okay, so it's different from the definitions given before. It was more about self acceptance, and the second one is about doing nothing in regard to our faith. But the third one that I read in the comment is like you become emotionless people, that you do not have anything to concern about your own feeling. So there will be less expectation, there will be less possibility for you to be anger, to be jealous, to be fear, right? So, okay. So, yeah, so it quite confusing me, but all in all, I can say that, yeah, I do agree with the statement that we need to become emotionless. But I'd rather say that men or males have credibility on that. I know because men or boys are rather using the mind or the idea to have more thinking, to have more thoughts, or how to say, uh, brainstorming the ideas rather than to being embraced or totally surrendered to their own feelings. It's different case with the girls or females because they tend to value things, judge every kind of case or issues based on their feelings or emotion, even though yeah, this there must be exception. There must be some cases in which boys or males have the bigger perspective or bigger concerns toward feelings, but at the same time there will be higher populations of women that tend to value everything based on their rational idea. Okay, so mm, okay. Okay, I couldn't give my exact opinion on Stoicism because there are three different definition of that. So I'm on the wait. Okay, I'm okay. I'll be waiting for your comment, guys, on that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Everyone has their own way to solve their frustration position, and maybe they will agree with Stoicism, and the other people want to disagree about it because the desperation, not desperation, disparitas, because of the um, different perspective about the definition of Stoicism itself. Anyway, um, something that Mr. Sunshine talked is quite similar from the author of philosophy, Terra's author. He said that Stoicism is quite similar with the emotionless person. Seems like this picture. Do you see Marcus Aurelius? His face is quite flat, and that is the perfect person that could be depicted by stoicism people, emotionless people, because when they face about the problem in the bureaucracy, they will not take it so hyperbolic. Just okay, take it easy. I will solve it. I will solve it, and I will solve it. But I find a huge problem when Mr. Rossi said that it's quite hard if we face the lack of, uh, the lack of thing that support our life. Seems like we don't have food, we don't have the other stuffs. How do we can solve it? So it's not about our idea only. It will be about our external. But probably stoicism is will be quite well for everyone maybe because we try to solve everything emotionlessly and without try to make it a worse by our hyperbolic idea. This man on the picture needs to be motivated by Mr. Sunshine. Okay, with ambition. Maybe we need to step into the last question, but I hope that everyone can share their idea about how to manage our frustration. Sorry, how to manage, yeah, your frustration, your ego. How to manage your frustration. For me, managing frustration is quite prominence. The first thing that I need to do is relax my breath because by relaxing my breath, I can think quite clear. And yes, seems like Mr. Sunshine said that emotionlessly, I will not make it hyperbolic and then just do something that I need to do to solve it. So how about you? How to manage your frustration? Everyone need to talk, need to share your idea about it. Maybe we can start from Miss Laila Turrahmi. For you, Miss or Mister? So sorry.
Miss.
Miss Laila Turrahmi, time is yours.
Um, okay, I just joined this conversation. Okay, for me, how to manage my frustration is I don't think that I really ever feel frustration, this kind of frustrations, and but if I have a hard time to to manage my emotion, I just feel like I have to stay in my room. I escape from everyone and do anything that I like that. And maybe I just think everything that make my feel not good, and after that I write anything. I write everything, so I know what make my feel not good. And I don't know, I never feel like I really frustration actually. So I don't know how to manage that kind of feeling. Maybe I'm too enjoy everything in my life. I don't know. Okay, thank you. Maybe that's my opinion.
Okay, maybe you are the perfect person that you can manage your frustration. You share your stress with your book. Okay, what a nice idea, sharing stress. How about the other speaker, Mr. Khudori? Maybe you can share about your idea, how to manage your frustration, sir. Time is yours.
Okay, I just want to give my little opinion about how to manage my frustration. First, occasionally I read the book, even it's like crazy, right? I'm frustrated, but I read the book. It will add my problem, but I try to look for many sources in order to get the other solution for me. The second one is I go to coffee shop maybe to relax my brain because I need to recharge my brain when I got many problems. And the third, I play game to to solve my several problems because when I can't go somewhere, of course I do the useless thing, useless project. And the fourth, I try to look for the motivator or the inspirator in order to recharge or boost my motivation. And fortunately, I got the people, I mean the adult people who studies about English language, and their their motivation or their encourage is really strong. Yeah, it boosts my motivation. I mean, I'm in vibe because of their struggle is deeper than me, so that I'm jealous because I'm still young. But when I got something problem, I want to say I give up. So it's not same with the adult has a big motivation or big inspiration to learn about something new. All right. Thank you, Mr. Putra.
Okay, amazing idea. So we share our stress to the other thing. Seems like entertainment, game, and the other activities. Yeah, and then we continue to the following speaker. That raised hand, Your Excellency, Mr. Indriyawanov. Time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and distinguished delegate. I'd like to convey three things that related with my way how to manage my frustration. First of all, I'm trying to find my family to ask what should I do next. Even though my mother is not the clever one, even though my mother is not the smart one, but I don't know, I cannot answer why he can give the valid solutions afterward. So this is the reasons that one of the best way for me, yeah, I will try to call my mother and I ask a little thing about what should I do next. This is my way. And the second is be productive. Yeah, be productive also is not easy. The thing that make you will get the frustration it because you cannot manage your time. So my statement It based on the research. The thing that make the people will lose their happiness when they cannot um, manage their time well. For instance, they wake up in 10 a.m., they wake up in 11 a.m. This it makes them will lose their happiness. It lead them to get a frustration. So this is the reason why be a productive with managing your time well. This is the best way how to avoid it by the frustrations. Yeah, if the people ask me how the way for me to manage my time, first of all, I do time lock. The second, I scheduling my time. It's not make it list, yeah, but scheduling my time. And the third, um, I did ritual morning. Ritual morning is not only tend to do something. It's like solat in your religion and others, but ritual morning is the thing. How do you make a productive every day? If Israel as the Jew, how to make them will be productive in the one day, they read in 3 a.m., they read in 4 a.m., it makes them will be productive. But my way how to get my productivity is I did a jogging in every morning. And the last, how do way for you to manage your time with I forgot the last one, but it's related with yeah, I forgot the last one. So all of my statement is coming from 168 books. So they mentioned that the way how to be out from your frustration and getting your happiness when you can manage your time. And the last but it's not least, how do you be avoided by frustration? Just avoid to watch the fucking Korean drama. Just make everything simple in your life, and I suppose that you will get your happiness and avoid it by the frustration itself. Thank you. Sorry, Korean lover.
Okay. Hopefully, any Korean pop will not anger by your statement, Mr. Idre. And let's we continue to the following speaker. Mr. Sunshine, I see that you raise your hand, so it's your great time to share your way to solve this problem. Time is yours, sir.
Take me home, I'm falling. Love me long and rolling. Yeah, I think the best way to have a more persistence or tolerations towards frustration is by singing. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, frustration it need to be released in some positive manner to get a positive energy, and that's why I believe that singing, listening to more ambitious song, more like warming and cheering up song will be kind of one of so many ways to lay our hair down. And not only that, but singing song, but we can go to karaoke with our friends to release all the stress, you know. And we can also do something like probably we can become more frustrated because we look at the social media. We scroll down and up, we track on someone's profile that, oh my God, they have been like in every particular place in their status of Instagram. They highlight things, they live wealthier than mine, they live happier than mine. And that's why this accumulates mounting anxiety, our own depression and anger, not to become like them. And this will create such the life that should be similar to someone's life. But we have like a idiom or slogan. How to say slogan? Yeah. In Japanese, it's like sawang sinawang. Sometimes we never be able to refill someone's heart that they wants to be like us and we wants to be like them. So we need to appreciate ourselves more. We need to embrace more. We need to keep doing our best. We need to fight for our own ambition. It's what has been said by Mr. Kibo in the chat. We need more ambitious people to make this world more colorful. I think that's something. Thank you.
makes this world more colorful. What an amazing quote today. The best quote, maybe, sir. Mr. Sunshine,
Okay.
Indonesian music idol. Our stars today. Yeah, a great idea, sir. So we can share to uh, our stress by our expressions. Seems like the music or songs and the others. And now it's the great time for Mr. Sony Afriansha for sharing your idea how to manage your frustration, sir. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me some occasion like this. Yeah, I think how to manage your frustration. In my opinions, is about how to can how we can handle about uh, our frustration. Like we have some problem in, especially in my learning about English, like how to uh, solve this grammar tasks like that. It's so hard, but sometimes myself is about how can we can relax with our breath, like like yeah, take your time for a break and don't be panic, and also um, take rest. Don't um, force yourself for solve the task, as well in grammar like that, or IELTS styles something like that. Yeah, and yeah, I strongly believe we have to make positive, productive, like positive production, like yeah, doing the music or um, yes, or how watching the videos and others. And my point is take easier if we have a frustration, and giving your body take a rest, or yeah, it's okay, it's normal if you have a bad day, but not all day, but it's only one day. And don't forget to drink, yeah, don't forget to drink cools like ice cream and others. And we can eat chocolate to preserve, to how to say, to increase her. Yes, I don't know how to say untuk menekan, to force, yeah, I don't know, to force our frustration. And then we have a make a party with our friends. It's also solve for our frustration. And this is the best. It is as last for my points is give yourself 24 hours to yeah, take a bath if you have a bad day. Don't force you have yeah, I have to be happy if you have a bad, or if I have a frustration, yeah, just to take your time for frustration. I think it's enough for me.
Take your time for your frustration. Okay, maybe
Yes.
after this discussion, I will take a shower. Okay, and don't panic and dreaming. What a great idea, Mr. Sony Afriansha. And then let's we step into the following speaker. We have Mr. Rosie Yulianto. I see that you are raising your hand. Time is yours, sir.
Okay, thanks for the chance, Mr. Ahmad. I believe that everyone has different ways to tackle their frustration, different gender, different age. We have different way to solve it. Women and men are likely different when they get problems. Women uh, tends to talk more if they got problem. In contrast to men, we used to solve every problem that we get. So I believe that we can't equalize the manner to solve this frustration thing, because it's really it really depends on the context, the gender, the age, and perhaps the level of education could make it could make it difference to solve the frustration. So if it's about if I have to say about myself, if I got a frustration, I used to uh, deal with this frustration. I believe there are two things in this life. First, things that I can solve, and the second one is things that I can't solve. The things that I can solve, I will uh, I will try to solve it myself or ask for others. But for the things that I can't solve, such as Mr. Nirwanov mentioned before, like jodoh, how to say jodoh, like that. Yes, livelihood, something like that. Everything comes from God. We can solve it. So the frustration that happens because of things that we can't solve, we have to deal with it and accept it all of the way. That's all my opinion, Mr. Ahmad.
Okay, Mr. Rosie Yulianto, what a nice idea. And then let's step into the following speaker. We have Mr. Angga Kusuma. Time is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mister, for your time given to me. According to the doctor's statements made by them that I agree with as well, there are several ways to tackle your frustration, and I do agree with these ways as well. First of all, I think you need to be calm, right? I do agree with the Mrs. Sony's statement before saying that, yeah, we need to take it easy, right? Because in my viewpoint, everyone has their own problem. Every human even has their own problem, right? If you don't have any problems, just dead, right? Meaning that you dead when you don't have any problems. So yes, first of all, you need to keep calm because when you feel frustrated, for example, I believe you actually cannot deal with your frustration. And subsequently, I think you need to um, find the root of your problems, right? Because your frustration has different roots, perhaps. So yeah, you need to find that. For example, if your problems are related to, for example, your results, your skills, or your knowledges, for example, while you see other people next to you are more, let's say they are more clever than you, yes, you need to study hard, right? In order to tackle that situation. On the other hand, when someone, for example, makes you feel down in the dump, just, I think, ignore them, right? You are more worth it than their judgment. So yes, I guess you just need to ignore problems related to your haters, right? Just do whatever you're doing right now. And I think you can also, find a way out to ignore the problems made by haters, your friends who are bad for you. For me personally, um, the way to um, find a way out, personally for me, I conduct like my hobbies. For instance, doing sports like volleyball specifically and tennis table and futsal, basketball. Yeah, those are my way out. So yeah, it can actually, uh, you know, um, divert my attentions from my frustration to my happiness because I'm doing something that I like. And last but not least, I think you need to find the great or the right environment that can um, tackle your problems. You need to find your best friends, your good environments in order to tackle those frustration. Because I believe that when you find a right friend or right friends, they can give you beneficial solutions and probably they have possessed several or the same problems that you are having right now in the past, so they can share how the way they could solve their problems to you. So you are not the only one having this problem, because the other actually have ever possessed this problem, or even you can read books, for instance, right? To um, to look for the solutions, because you are not the only or the first person who suffers from this issue. Probably someone in the past has dealt with this problem, so you could actually look for the solutions by reading books, by some inspiring people in the past, like heroes, motivators, histories, or activists, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think those are my opinion about how to tackle or manage your frustration. And most of them have been conducted by me personally. Thank you, Mr. Fitra.
What a great answer, Mr. Angga. So first, we need to keeping calm and then ignore the haters. Yeah, we see that we have many haters in our life that they don't support our conduct uh, in the act to catch our dream, and then find the way out of our problem. Do something that we like. To yeah, sometimes we need to share our stress, and then um, we need to find the best environment, best support. And then let's we change to the following speaker. I see that Mr. Khairul Hamdi. Maybe you can share about the way to solve or manage your frustration, Mr. Khairul Hamdi. Time is yours.
Everyone has their own way to solve their problem or their frustration. So for me, if I got trouble or frustration, I will go to some place that will give me peace. For example, I like hiking. So if I got frustration, I will go to mountain and then I will spend a lot of my time over there till I get something what we call uh, till I get the till I get the solution till I get the solution. So uh, after that, uh, I will back to my place or my home and then try to solve my problem. That's the way uh, that's my way to solve my problem or to reduce my frustration. That's all. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Khairul Hamdi. Is that all?
I, yeah.
Oh, that is all. Okay. So maybe lockdown in the midst of pandemic will make you so stressful, yeah, because your way to manage
Yeah.
your frustration is traveling. Oh my God, I cannot imagine that. Okay, okay, great idea how to manage your frustration, Mr. Khairul Hamdi. And then let's we step into the following speaker, Your Excellency, Mr. Muhammad Farhan. Time is yours.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Uh, before I talk, I want to thank you, Mr. Fitra, because you invited me to this discussion. I'm very happy.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
welcome, sir.
so how to overcoming our frustration? How to overcoming my frustration? Um, I think that we must overcoming our problem that because that cause our frustration. But I think that before it, we must normalize our emotion. If our emotion is not stable, I think that we cannot overcome that problem so easy. Uh, I I am agree uh, to the statement that that uh, I agree to statement that talk about um, we have many way to normalize our emotion, like meditation, talking with friend, or maybe sleep or take a vacation. I think uh, I think that that this this um this event like meditation, sleep, talking with friend, etc. can normalize our emotion. Then I think that if we cannot if we cannot uh, if we cannot normalize our emotion in a long term, uh, for example, you frustration for 2 months, I think that we must go to psycholog. I think it's very hard, so we must go to psycholog. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, what a nice idea, Mr. Muhammad Farhan. So we need to normalize our emotion. Firstly, maybe we can do a meditation, chit and chat with our friends, or perhaps we can just take a sleep. Yeah, a great idea, sir, for normalize our emotions. Um, we have 10 minutes. I see that we have a new speaker today. Yeah, I see there is Mr. Muhammad Irfan. Mr. Muhammad Irfan, please share your way to manage your frustration state. Time is yours, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for your participation to listen my aspiration about frustration. So before I follow this link, I read the title about the Stoicism. And in my opinion, Stoicism is about one of the philosophical theories which founded by the Greeks in the ancient era. So I think frustration has come before we born. It means our ancient, our grandma and our grandpa have been frustrated since they born. So if we frustrate, okay, feel it and don't run from your frustration. Feel it and learn it, but don't do it again. If you fail, if you fall, even falling in love or fall in other or falling in your in the way or others, feel it and learn it. That my opinion. If you wanna run to the positive way. I heard from our friends you can go to the peak of mountain, or you can sing to the ocean, or you can read the books in the library. That your way, but do it positively. So the positive your way, the better you are. So when we frustrate, our immunity will be lessened. So we have to level up our immunity by the good mood. So we have to lessen our frustration. Yes, our friend have taught before how to release the frustration. So do it, learn it, and if you have other way to release your frustration, you can share it to your friend. No problem if you share your uh, frustration in the social media in the good way, not in the bad way. You not to tackle your friend by your story in Instagram or in WhatsApp story. No, no, that's the bad way. But if you feel down, so you share your condition to your friend in the Instagram story or in the post, you can feel better. It no matters, and there is no problem about this way. So uh, seek for your way to release your frustration, and you will become the better person. Thank you for your attention to listen my aspiration. Thank you, Mister.
It's a great aspiration, my lord. Feel it, learn it, and don't run to the negativity. Wow, amazing, sir. And then the positive your way, the better you are. Wow, the new quote of this day. Thank you, Mr. Irfan. And then let's we step into the next speaker. We have Miss Devina Andriani. Miss or Mister, yeah. Yeah. For you, Devina Andriani, time is yours. Devina? Okay, probably he or she, yeah. Yeah, he or she has the problem related to their device. Maybe we can step into the last speaker of this day, the last speaker of this discussion. I see. Oh no. Ah yeah, Mr. Faisal. I see Mr. Faisal. For you, sir, time is yours.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. I can hear you.
Uh, my way, my better way to manage my frustration that sometimes I try to solve the problem what cause of the my frustration, and after can solve the problem, sometimes I got the feel better and satisfaction, and this uh, satisfaction make me feel better than before, better than previous. So I think if want to manage the frustration, the better way is the better thing is solve the problem, and then must uh, do the pray like that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Faisal. Thank you for your nice idea. And then,
Thank you,
okay.
sir. We must
Okay.
be a winner, sir,
Yes.
for all our problems.
Yeah, we need to solve the whole of our problems to manage our frustration. Okay.
Yes.
It is the last of our discussion. Maybe for the conclusion, every of you can conclude it by your own self, dependent on your time that you attend this discussion. But something that I need to say is frustration can be solved, yeah, because the whole of you can share the way to manage it. So probably frustration itself can be solved. That's it. That's all for our discussion. And before we end our discussion today, yes, I forget to I mean to write many mistakes. Seems like grammatical mistakes or maybe the vocabulary's advancement. Sorry, maybe that is my mistake now. So there is no any session for that. Sorry. And then now maybe we need to taking picture firstly.